So, ma'am, your first reaction on the Delhi High Court's order, which has come in your client's favor. What is the order precisely, and how do you see it from here as far as the defamation case is concerned?
So, this is a defamation suit that we had filed on behalf of Mrs. Lakshmi Murdeshwar Puri against Mr. Saket Gokhale, and the judgment that has got pronounced today, which was pronounced by Justice Jairam Bambani, is a final one in the matter. The Mr. Saket Gokhale had been proceeded ex parte in the matter in 2023, but the judgment extensively deals with his contentions as well. It is a very well-reasoned, detailed judgment that has been pronounced this afternoon. We were led by Mr. Maninder Singh, senior advocate, who extensively argued and satisfied the court on all issues, which is why today we are standing where we are, where the judge has held that the tweets were defamatory, they have caused damages. He has been directed to issue on his ex account an unconditional apology, which he needs to keep on his account. Also publish a further apology in the Times of India. The court has also granted damages of 50 lakhs in favor of Mrs. Lakshmi Murdeshwar. So it is a judgment which is path-breaking in that sense.
And there's also a part in a judgment which says that, he has to keep that tweet 6 months on his X timeline. So you want to elaborate on that?
Yes. So he has been asked to retain that. And the logic and reasoning of that is, you see, once damage is caused, and social media, how it functions today, it's instant and it causes a lot of damage, such kind of tweets. So to undo that to the extent it is possible, although once an arrow has gone, it is gone, it's been shot. But so to sort of counter that and mitigate that damage, the bench has directed that he retain this apology on his account so that there is visibility and publicity of this.
Ma'am, what exactly is the allegation or the defamatory context here on which your client has approached the Delhi High Court?
So the Mr. Saket Gokhale, without any verification of facts, without taking the minimum due care, had posted various allegations against Mrs. Puri and also against her husband, Mr. Hardeep Puri, and despite a legal notice having been issued by our firm Karanjawala and Company, he disregarded that notice as well and continued to post very per se defamatory, false allegations without doing the basic due diligence that one expects someone to do. He claims that he is someone who was looking into various affidavits, etc. We have been able to establish beyond doubt how all his allegations with regard to the home, with regard to the finances that he kept alluding to were completely false in nature. And unfortunately, because of this, Mrs. Puri had to also furnish personal details of how she went about getting this residence in Geneva.
But Mr. Gokhale also in his X account has, said that, Ms. Puri was a public figure. She was a public servant. So all the details which are available in public domain, he has only put those. So how High Court has dealt with all these?
So we in our plaint and also in the documents that we placed on record have been able to establish and prove beyond doubt that this was not the case. Had he exercised the basic due diligence and care, he would have also been able to go through the affidavits of Mr. Hardeep Puri, which were transparent in nature, which have constantly and consistently referred to the fact of this apartment having been purchased by his wife and the fact of the loans that were taken for the purchase of the same. So it is after due examination on all these factual aspects that the judgment has been pronounced today. This is not an ad interim stage of the matter. This is a final judgment and a final victory for our client.
Do you think that Mr. Gokhale is going to challenge this order?
I am unable to comment on that, but his conduct was rather odd, because he was contesting up to a point and then suddenly he stopped appearing in the matter. It remains to be seen. Let's see what he decides to do.
So the apology now needs to be published in a newspaper, and the tweet on the X
account
should be pinned.
Yes.
Ma'am, how you have interacted with Miss Puri also after that? What has her reaction on it, on the entire
She feels
judgment?
that finally she has got justice. She has been waiting for a while for this victory to come to her, because she's a person whom I also personally really highly regard, because she's a true professional who had done no wrong and who had unfortunately been subjected to this kind of defamatory antics by Mr. Gokhale, which were completely false. There was not an iota of truth in any of what he had said. So Ms. Puri is obviously today feeling vindicted and feeling very happy.
Ma'am, from today's High Court judgment on the defamation, how do you think the future defamation cases will be dealt? Because this case will be acting as a precedent for defaming anybody, because it has strong observations also from the judge for Mr. Gokhale. So how do you see that? And the message should be the message is loud and clear from the High Court to all those people who put out public statements like these. How do you see as a lawyer the things will go on from here?
So definitely I foresee, and my view is that this will be a landmark judgment in the law of defamation. It is a case where 50 lakhs damages have been granted, which is also not usually and lightly granted by the High Court of Delhi. And this judgment will go a long way for the reason that it has dealt extensively with how, in today's scenario, especially once something is posted on a social media, the kind of damages that can cause. And he has dealt with the law extensively. And so, yes, definitely this will be a landmark judgment in further defamation cases that we will see in the years to come.
Ma'am, in your plaint, one prayer was there that Ms. Puri didn't want any compensation for her own, and she wanted the amount to be deposited to the Prime Minister Relief Fund. Why was that? Why was such a prayer made?
Because she is not looking for any amounts to go into her own pocket. This was a fight of right and wrong. This is not about, it's not like the amount that she would have got was going to set this wrong right. But so at that point in time, we had made the prayer that it should go directly to the PM Care Fund, which the judge has said for reasons of procedure, etc., this would not be tenable. And so he has granted 50 lakhs directly to in favor of Ms.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for talking to us. Thank you so much.